How's it going, everybody? Welcome to G-Saviour. As Plywood pointed out, this is a Japanese launch title for the PS2, based on a Canadian made-for-TV Gundam tie-in movie. It's exactly as weird as that sounds.
It is.
It's a very strange title. It's sort of a start the timer.
Universal Century, year 223.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
I totally blanked on that. I meant to count in.
Start the clock. All right.
Oh, good. Okay.
Got
I
it.
think it's fine because, like, in your VOD of this, you also start the timer there.
Yeah. You start when you
You're
skip
you're
the first
well,
cutscene.
nobody else runs this, so I can just start it whenever.
World record holder.
You make
Yes.
up the rules as you go. That's
It's
the fun of being the only runner for a game.
No one's gonna stop me.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Someone's gonna watch this run in particular and be like, "Hey, it's time."
Yoshiyuki Tamino's gonna come to my house and unplug my PS2, and that's it.
Scream out, Gino Reconquista.
Oh God.
And he'll disappear into the night like he does.
Vanish into the night.
Yeah.
There's a lot of loading screens, and that's mac and cheese, and nobody can stop it. So the game is basically budget Star Fox. You're flying in 1 minute of loads. Yes, exactly.
It's kind of like a cross between like Budget Star Fox and Virtual On.
Yeah. You've got decent control. Like part of what makes this game so strange is that at times it's very competent. I'm a huge fan of this game's soundtrack, which is also wildly out of place for the game. It is like. I'm fairly certain this was just some guy who worked at Sunrise's like mixtape, and they just needed something to put in for music.
Yeah, they ran into the office and they were like, "Give us your best mixtape."
I've heard similar
And the
stories
guy
about.
jamming out Slag. All right.
Yeah. I heard that's sort of how like a lot of the Silent Hill music got incorporated. It was basically just stuff Akira Yamaoka had already recorded. But yeah, this game's soundtrack's pretty fire. The principal concept of it is just you're running these like galleries that all end in a very simple boss fight, except for like one or two of them. You have a shield that has a little meter there on the right, the yellow meter, and hover and health essentially. You're basically managing not running out of hover because that stalls you out for a much longer time than if you cancel it. And managing your shield, because as long as there's any strength in the shield, nothing that comes at you from the front can damage you in any way. So yeah, just messed up the
You really gotta be careful about getting hit from the back. Right?
Exactly, yeah. So not so much in this first level, but as we get later in the game, it almost becomes... Like in the last two stages, you're actually watching the map more so than the screen, because you're watching where bullets are, and kind of, it's like a reverse bullet hell. Off-brand Saku's, yeah. Manipulating the RNG, exactly, Bong. Also, how's it going, Bong? Indeed. Game's got some great RNG minutes. Probably.
You're about to come up to like the first boss, right?
I just got to go across this. Yeah, it'll yeah. I was gonna say it's gonna be about 10 seconds. Just got to cross this very long field, or I guess it's a tarmac or a runway or something.
Yeah, it's a runway.
Yeah. And the first two stages are you're very sluggish. And then in stage 3, they just all of a sudden open you up and you start getting like
with the jet boosters.
and then later we get rollers, which are infinite, and then we don't even have to cancel stuff. The stack on his back is prequel to Death Stranding. Yes. We're
It is
playing as
actually.
Gundam Pilot Man and Death Stranding with robots. Death Stranding had some robots. Carrying folding chairs, the secret weapon. So now we get to see this game's incredible boss fights. Fighting a spearhead. Like, half the bosses are spearheads. In this one, we're just gonna shoot him with the regular shot while holding the shield up, and he's rendered completely useless. If I want to get cheeky, I can go in and hit him with a sword, but I shouldn't do that because he does that.
Because melee range is dangerous, yeah.
Yeah. Never ever do that.
Never get cheeky.
Does incredible damage. Yeah, no matter how big your health bar gets in this game, you pretty much always get 1 or 2 hit killed by bosses. Yes, that is in fact a lot of damage. Remember this Gundam episode? Also, Bath Salted Peanuts. That's an amazing name.
It kind of is very like simulant of Gundam battles, because you know they'll be flying around and shooting and not hitting each other for like 10 minutes, and then someone will get close and just totally rip somebody out with a beam saber.
It's true. And this game does have, like if you do hit like the mooks, like the like weaker enemies with the beam saber, you'll chop them in half and stuff. There's some pretty cool looking stuff. One or two cool looking things, at least. But that's why we actually want to avoid the beam saber at all costs, because if you can hit someone with the beam saber, every enemy in the game can, and they all do the same amount of damage. Like, you just get absolutely torn up. So
yeah,
we got our ranking from, that's Ben down there. Everyone say hi to Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Actually, it's Commander Ben. Slurpy Ninja, show some respect for the troops.
Sorry.
I'm joking. Ben is like the two other main characters, Ayaka and Reed, are clearly photographs of real actors, as are the enemy pilots. Ben is definitely just like a poser 3D model with aviator shades on.
Clearly.
And a voice that doesn't sound anything like it should. But
it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Is Ben the final boss? No, the final boss is Raven, 4 times. Speaking of, it's also the next boss. So again, we have the. I also forgot to show off the special attack, your ultimate. Don't know what it's called. It's just labeled as like a G in the bottom. We start with 3 of them. It's if you watch the gameplay demo on the game before it starts, they show off it being used, but it doesn't work. Like, it plays out, but it is such a weirdly specific thing. I'll show it off here because there's no other like reason to do it. You absolutely lose control and you just fly forward. Ooh, almost got hit by a beam saber there.
Spin around in a circle.
Or you're supposed to just go on a line and zigzag and drop bombs behind you while shooting in front of you. Force. It would be useful if there was a time in the game where you were just being like doggedly pursued by a single enemy, but this game doesn't have AI good enough to do that pretty much ever. Maybe some of the boss fight AIs, but as you may notice if you actually watch the enemy soldiers, they're just running towards you and firing. They don't path really. If you move slightly in either direction,
is the most effective strat, though.
It's true. I mean, it's one of the reasons, like, the turrets will track you, but like actual enemy mechs will just walk in a straight line and fire. Geode aim.
Sometimes they're like strutting towards the enemy and firing. That's pretty effective.
It's true. It's true. We're really the whole game is just basically a game of chicken. We're just both heading towards each other, firing wildly. I have a shield, and almost none of them do.
But you're
Actually, you're gonna.
And they're just needing to be saved.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry, I'll G-save you. Actually, have to deal with our first enemies with shields here. That guy I just shot, he had a shield. He didn't use it, but he had one. I'm also really bad on my hover cancels right now. But that guy also had a shield, but he didn't use it.
Should have.
But yeah,
That was his
you're gonna
fault.
use the stupid ultimate move here. Oh no, I got caught on a wall. This is why we don't use this move.
Wait, I can't damage you, but you're fine.
No, 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 thank God. If it could, it would be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Gee, no, man.
There are those games
Alright.
where you're using super and it just like depletes your life bar, so
True.
this isn't one
How
of
did,
them.
how did I get into this game? Okay, so could it be a rip? If they could, I don't know how we'd do some of the stages later. I got into this game. I was living in Japan at the time. I was really, really into Gundam. And okay, that usually he
And
gets you with the
still
first shot. He took him to. That's a scripted
Dang.
sequence.
Yeah.
Endlessly flying towards each other, firing wildly. The true anime experience, exactly.
It's what they call in Gundam series a losing battle. And you just lost.
It's true. I lost very hard. But the good thing is now we get the G-Saviour, which is actually fun to use. So, just wanted to stream. I just wanted to speedrun a Gundam game, and there wasn't a lot of options. And then I saw this for $3, well, 300 yen at a store called Super Potato.
That's
And I was like,
$3,
yep,
yeah,
that's it.
give or take.
Now I speedrun this game. G-Saviour is the sequel, the second sequel in this game. God, a sequel to G-Saviour. That's that's a thought. Feeling so fly like a G6. Halfway there. We're halfway to a G6. No.
We are.
I
I mean, it might be good.
don't know.
It might not have
the-
like the same charm because
Yeah.
this game has like a certain charm with its cutscenes and whatnot. You know?
Yeah, the Zerd voice acting to emulate the
English voice acting subtitled in Japanese.
yeah, it's English voice acting subtitled in Japanese. That's
Just great.
it's all kind of trying to emulate the original made-for-TV movie that it's based on. But I don't know how much of it is like ad-libbed. It's very the dialogue's very stilted in a very enjoyable way. Dialogue's kind of like Deadly Premonition if you've ever played that game, and mostly just because like half the dialogue in the game's about coffee.
Right? Or pizza.
I wish. So there's more pizza talk in this game.
Right?
But yeah, you may have noticed that we're moving about 2.5 times the speed. That's because the G-Saviour is very fast.
It is.
Ooh, that was a mistake. Oh, it happens. We also get about 3 times as much hover with it, so we don't have to cancel quite as much.
Yeah, red booster.
It's true. Redness makes it go faster. That's like an OG Gundam meme.
Yeah.
Um,
That's why I'm here. To me.
We also get our first sub-weapon, which is rapid fire.
Nice.
Yeah, we're basically just going to use that to... It just automatically shoots. Just use it to kind of clear out some obstacles. Lower the amount of times we bonk into stuff. Oh yeah. Don't say Deadly Premonition. I said Deadly Premonition.
I said
It's
Deadly
good
Premonition
times.
too.
Hmm. They're definitely not Char character in this. Yes, but they're awful. They don't look any different or act any different from any of the other enemy pilots. They don't have a cool mask. They do have a cool mech called the Raven, and there is a very dumb plot twist around them. And we'll get to that. They are the last boss 3 times in a row. They're a 3-stage last boss. And without using the speedrunner's trick, I'm not 100% sure if there's a way to beat his 3rd stage.
Maybe not.
Hello to the Premonition World Record holder. Oh, that's awesome! Hello.
This guy has a shield, right? So it's not as easy to sunlock him.
That's true. This is the Spearhead B. The B stands for shield that they added to it.
Additional shield.
I don't know how much health his shield has. It just they drop their shields very often, anyways.
Like
Beeld.
Beeld, yeah. Beeld Ace Shield.
Minion Mega King. I gotta check out Minion Mega King's channel because Deadly Premonition is rad. I've always been kind of curious about how it's speedrun. So now we are on a new version of the G-Saviour, and guess what? We're back to the bad hover jets for some reason. I think it's because this one has like big cannons. It's like the Chonky Boy version of it. Ever played Deadly Premonition? Can't stop me. You do come over here and unplug my PS. No, I love that game.
I'm gonna grab chat so I can see.
Oh yeah,
what you're talking about.
So we don't have the hover, but we have this comically large health bar now, which is kind of cool. It probably won't come up much. So, more importantly, we have a pretty good sub weapon on this, which we're gonna try and use against the boss. It's kind of finicky. They're just these gigantic cannons. Oh, that was a bad bomb. You don't really bonk on enemies, but you do lose a little bit of like speed / velocity when you do run into one. The hover on.
I'm back.
Welcome back. A hit from one of those turrets, unfortunately. These things happen.
Yeah.
We get rollers next mission, anyways. What's that?
They can knock you out of infinite hover pretty easily.
Yeah, the turrets. Some of the turrets have like kind of arced cannon shots, and they go over your shield sometimes. The enemies with shields in this level have 2 shields sometimes. They face left and right, and they're usually facing you head on, so they don't do much.
That's a good question. There's actually a ton of Gundam games on PS2, most probably all JP only. Have you ever looked at those other ones? Or?
I have wanted to. I've been meaning to check them out. Some of those, I've played a lot of them. I thought about doing learning the speed run for like Encounters in Space or some of the other really good ones. Encounters in Space even had a localization too. That's a great game. There's some legit fantastic PS2 Gundam games.
But I mean, this one is like a cut above.
This one's just like fun, and it's like it's an alright speed game in that it's not super challenging, but there's some stuff you can do to speed up, and it's got really funny cutscenes. Yeah, there's some speed stress. And I don't know, that's the other thing too, is that looking at a game like Encounters in Space, I don't know if anyone's routed it. I can't remember. But a lot of those games aren't quite as RTA viable, and a lot of them are also like campaign based, so they're more like running fighting games. The PSP might actually be the best console for Gundam games. There's a lot of really solid PSP games.
Right.
Played many mecha games besides Zone of Enters.
Okay.
Crest Delta game on PS2. That's a really fun game. Okay, so here's our third boss. We're gonna try hitting him with the cannons there because they do more damage than our shots.
They really do.
Well, he's giving me a good pattern here. He's I whiffed that one, but
Yeah.
I don't think I don't know if I've ever gotten
See you
that
later,
many shots
baby.
off on him. Journey to Jaburo. Yep, Journey to Jaburo is the game before Encounters in Space. And that game is a lot of fun as well.
It's been a
Trying to think of other ones.
Jaburo.
Jaburo. It's a Eureka 7 game too. That's not Gundam, but I always wanted to learn that or find that. I've never actually had a chance to track it down. Right, so now we get rollers, and rollers are a game changer because now we don't have to cancel hover ever.
Nope.
And like with the big jets, they just kind of give us a level to open up with them, which is pretty fun.
The soundtrack, it's jamming.
It's so strange. It's not even a case of like, oh, you know, it makes sense if you've seen the shows or stuff like that. Like, I don't think any Gundam show has like a deep house soundtrack like this game.
No. I mean, jazz, sure, but...
Yeah, that's true. We need a Thunderbolt game. That'd be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Get whoever did the soundtrack to Ape-Out to do the soundtrack to it.
Right?
Just like make another like weird procedural jazz music system. It definitely has a frigid feel.
Yeah.
Dig it.
There are cold aspects to it, for sure. It's chill.
But now, with the roller, game kind of adds one other complexity thing. We have this big, like gigantic cannon shot when you use it, which actually, it lowers your velocity. Now, to make up for that, we also get missiles, which don't stop your moving at all, track enemies, and typically circumvent shields and stuff like that. But we have a finite number of them, and we don't want to use all of them on most stages. On this stage, it doesn't really matter.
Right?
Stage's boss, I believe, is if my memory serves. The stage's boss is just another spearhead, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, okay. That'd be like Spearhead 3.
Yeah, I think it's a Spearhead C, and I think it has cannons? The thing about the Spearheads is that they're such a non-presence as bosses that you really need to remember anything about them or how to fight them. You just kind of shoot at them. Nice thing about the big skating game.
That's what you love for Skate 5.
Some giant slalom going. They're not slalom. By the Nagano Winter Olympics for the N64 pronunciations.
Right.
Get 22 is after the stage, the game gets radically more difficult.
It does.
You get 3 stages. We got 3 stages with just a significant up in the number of regular enemies we have to fight.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just another Spearhead B. Now there's a areas of the arena.
But the difference here is that the tune is so good. They've upped the ante on it. But he wasn't Spearhead C. He wasn't cool enough for that.
Spearhead C, that's some high-tech stuff. And it is a Spearhead C.
The C stands for cool.
Yeah, the gimmick here is that there's this like electric fence that comes up at the stage. If you hit it, it disables your rollers.
You don't want
We want out so that we can do the big shots, because they do a lot more damage than the regular beam rifle. This guy dodges a lot, as can be apparent. Is that not? Oh, we're getting slowdowns. I don't think I've ever actually seen that.
There
Don't whiz on the electric fence either, that's true.
My energy shield. Yeah, it wasn't much of a shield, buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it was more of a fence, like...
You have my...
What he was hoping to stop with it.
You have my admiration.
Some great Captain Ben voice lines.
Yeah.
Right. We have that general configuration for the rest of the game. The inline skates and missiles.
But that's good, because that's what you want.
It's true. It's true. Inline skates are way faster than anything else, and the missiles are easily the best sub-weapon. Now we have the run killer level. Stage 6 is just a nightmare. It's a lot of really narrow corridors, which mean that you can really easily get stuck in a situation where your shields get like... The instinct whenever you have the rollers is to roll past everything, but because they're very limited, like, evasion options in this level, you actually do want to kind of take it a little bit slower and just try and clear out as many enemies as you can without, you know, stopping. And
this is like the Final Fantasy 13 of G-Saviour. You just go into the corridor.
True. It's a little harder than... No, I was just, it's a little harder than Final Fantasy 13.
So, yeah.
It's true.
That guy just froze there. Yeah, you definitely don't want to take hits from the back in this corridor, because
yeah. The other thing that...
boss fight much harder.
Yeah, and this is... second hardest boss fight in the game. Easily the longest boss fight in the game. It's kind of sadistic.
Yeah.
Already kind of gambling with the amount of health we have. The area... This is part of what makes this level so hard is this specific area where you kind of have to...
Very well, so.
Yeah, and you have to take this kind of winding path through this very open cave, and there's enemies all along the sides, so as you go, you're always at risk of getting shot from the sides or behind. Also unfortunate because the part of what makes the big laser cannon a good weapon that it pierces stuff, so you can use it to hit an enemy multiple times. to hit enemies behind each other, but there's almost no chances in that level to do that, which is frustrating. And the levels proceeding and succeeding it, there are a lot of areas where there's like a line of turrets you can all shoot with one shot, that kind of stuff.
Oh.
So yeah,
this boss, it's weird.
Just two regular enemies. The regular enemies with cannons.
Read. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. So what makes it even more annoying is that there's big expanses in the level that in the boss arena that just shoot gigantic lasers. That don't hurt the enemies, but do hurt you. Actually, what I want to do is just peel off as hard as I can into the next area that has cover, and then turn around and basically do pot shots.
Oh, I see those lasers. I'm on fire. Oh, you got this. No problem.
Thankfully, my shots have longer range than his shots, and I did the stage up to this point without using any missiles, which is good.
Yes.
I have to cross over to the other one, or let him come to me. Go over is faster, but a lot.
Life bars significantly as you go through these games.
Yeah, it's true. Well, this one's weird because there's two robots. They share a health bar, but one of them explodes after taking a certain amount of damage. It's sort of like the Four Kings in Dark Souls.
But like one doesn't get like significantly harder to beat the other.
No.
It's not like an unseen smog kind of situation.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Exactly what this boss doesn't need is another phase.
Unseen and read. Nice, GG. He's cute.
Alright. 2 more stages.
Yeah.
Next one's kind of a rest stage. It's actually not significantly not a big step down in difficulty from stage 6, but it is less of a pain, and the boss is less annoying to fight than those two.
Mind if I interrupt for a second?
Oh, absolutely, go for it.
We have a $25 donation from Desert Eagle 417 who just ran Resident Evil 6. Thanks to everyone who organized and is participating in this event for making it so fun. Looking forward to the future of the channel. Thank you so much, Desert Eagle, and congrats on that PB and Resident Evil 6 run. It was real entertaining, and thank you for supporting Metal Gear Speedrunners.
Yeah, thanks for the donation. That's awesome. RE6 was crazy. I've run a few Resident Evil games myself, and they're always fun runs to watch for sure.
They are.
So that's definitely the best campaign in Resident Evil 6. So I got caught on that. Oh. This is more or less just a palette swap of the 4th stage. Oh boy. That's a bad situation. With much like a much larger concentration of enemies.
You got that melee.
I was gonna say every time you get a melee hit in this game, kind of have to.
The game should like applaud.
I was gonna say, please clap. No, you. It's like a feeling of relief that you did not get killed, because it's always on the table with in this game.
That's true. You always want to throw them off the table. You don't want to spiral out of control off the table.
Oh man, that's a good speed game.
Yeah.
Like
it's the song, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
I thought you meant like the track is in like what you're like flying on. Not the song. My bad. But yeah, same.
Oh, shield is worn off. Okay. Don't believe the studio that made this is still around. Like it was the games arm of oh,
that guy had it out for you. He was like, "I'm ready with this G-Saviour."
A cassette tape blasting a boombox. That'd be rad. Let's see, for a launch game, looks pretty decent. Yeah, I mean, mech games are good for like mechs themselves are supposed to be blocky already, and most of your environment's going to end up being like buildings and stuff like that. So it ends up being end up looking pretty good for the most part. I think. Yeah. PS3 also had a Gundam game around launch. I don't know if it was at launch.
Is that Dinosaur as Gundam, or is it?
No, it was oh, what was it called? Keep wanting to say Battlefield Record, but that was actually later. Mobile Suit in Action, I want to say, maybe it was a Universal Century game. It was I think famously not very good, but Transformers. Oh, there's not more than meets the eyes. G-Saviour.
Much more important title that was blocky that you're forgetting about.
Took a bunch of shots in the back there. More important title that was blocky. Tapping my brain to try and figure out which it was. It can't be Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones isn't blocky.
No.
Bones is a masterpiece.
It's like a Saturn. No, nothing Saturn. It's like
A Saturn?
Yeah.
Ah, crap. This isn't looking great.
Oh, PS3.
Oh, yeah. I'm a Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown. They're deadly premonition or something. God. Right at the end here. Very HP, yeah, I know it.
Sorry, past them. Eat strats. Fly past them and then do the shiny down.
I was gonna say. HP seems fine to me.
Yeah, this is fine.
As long as I don't get hit, this is fine. It's all good.
Everything is okay.
Jet Set Radio Gundam. Exactly.
Jet Set Radio and G. Just like.
this guy...
Sorry about that.
It's all good. This guy isn't the biggest threat. I think we are going to get him despite the health we went into the fight with. Yeah. Bug 2. This is a true, like, knockoff Zaku. But he's easy to kind of control. He always dodges like left and right. So if you shoot at the right timing, you'll always catch him with the like big shot.
And you did.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Made the image for loading so tiny. Yeah, I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, Marcus.
Understand the concept of Gundam.
True.
So
This game does make us understand.
You've got to experience G-Saviour for yourself just for the cutscenes. The cutscenes are just voice acting is just the cream of the crop.
It is. It's very good.
So this is the last stage. It's actually, again, it's a repeat of the second stage, but this time with like 8 or 10 times as many enemies.
Stage 7, yeah.
Stage 8.
Oh, so Raven.
We'll see how Raven goes. The end boss of this game is very RNG heavy.
Right.
No, I'll tell you. I'll call it when it'll be on the like mission complete screen after we fight Raven the third time.
Yeah, we'll definitely say before when time's coming out.
Yeah. This stage, part of what makes it frustrating is that they're like, because they stack up these turrets so much, they really cut through your shields quite a bit. But the nice thing is, however, that they're all kind of bunched up, which means that we can hit a lot of them at once with the big shot.
That it is a constant bombardment. You have to be wary of your health at all times.
It's true, and your shield health as well, because it can look fine, and then like an eighth of a second later, it's completely gone because you got hit by like 40 shots at once. I'm gonna try and do kind of a more marathon safe strat of just I'm not gonna clear out everything, but I'm gonna clear out kind of bigger clumps of enemies so that we're not dealing with Raven at lower health, because Raven is already like janky and RNG crazy. So we don't want to. Yeah, you see the radar there. The red dots are enemies. The yellow dots are shots. So,
so you want to avoid all those.
Nah, you got hit in the back.
Oof. Yeah, he got you with a beam saber. He just nicked you a little bit and still.
Yeah, that's the way the enemy AI works. They get behind you and they just start swinging horizontally as fast as they can, which is not very fast.
And they say nothing personal, kid.
But once they're behind, once they hit you, you're stalled out for a significant amount of time. The hit stun animation in this game is insane.
As with the first boss, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the same for you. That's part of what makes it so frustrating.
It's only fair that you can stunlock them and they can stunlock you. So.
Yeah. That is a risky thing that can happen. It's really the biggest threat that the like regular mobile suit enemies can pose, is that if they get behind you, hit you like that, they can keep you completely locked in. So those ramps, one of the things that makes this level, I think the kind of gimmick they had in mind for this level is that like whenever you have one of these big battlefield type situations you have to cross, you have a vantage point you can kind of snipe a bunch of them from, which is slow. It's not ideal, but it
clears out some enemies.
Yeah.
Makes it a little bit easier to deal with, for sure.
You're not playing Toho on the mini map while you're trying to cross areas. So yeah, we have another one over here. We can kind of see some of that gigantic pile of enemies.
Oh yeah.
Before we head down there. So again, I'm just gonna try and shoot a few of them. Maybe put off one salvo of missiles, and then go back to the intended path. As a result, the end stage is just kind of a slog. It's not as bad as like the early stages where you don't have rollers or even like good jets or anything like that, but it ends up being kind of a slow mission. True. Yeah. Oh.
You meant earlier in the game.
Oh boy. Yeah. There we go. All right. That was bad. That was like right before the boss gate too.
Oh no.
It's okay. It's okay.
Does it make you? It doesn't make you start from the very beginning of it, does it?
Yeah. The only checkpoints in the game are before boss fights.
Oh, okay. So it does. Ouch. They do rip through your health. It's true.
Yeah, it's why shield management's so important, because once your shields are gone, your armor actually doesn't do almost anything. It's why the like. It'd be cool if you got to pick which configuration you had, but like why having more health on the like ground assault guy that we have for the third stage, or for the fourth stage, sorry, doesn't actually mean much, because they can give you as much health as they want. Like the enemies do so much raw damage to you.
They do.
Make fun of how busted the shield is, but it's definitely by design. Weirdly enough, like shield and boost management, until they get rid of the boost, of course, in exchange for the rollers, is way more important than health management. So different kinds of shots do more damage to your shield or your health, so there's some stuff going on in this game.
Yeah. There's definitely a balance between shield and health manage.
Yeah. So I have like missile turrets behind me. I'm gonna try dealing with real here.
This song is extremely chill for what's going on here.
Yeah, that's kind of a running theme throughout the game.
True. But this one in particular.
It's very mellow.
Yeah.
Almost more on brand for a Gundam
like
thing.
In an RPG exploring a labyrinth or something.
Yeah.
In this case, it's a labyrinth of enemies.
Used a few more missiles than I'd normally use. Got that area mostly cleared out. It does somewhat repopulate when we go through again. Oh, that didn't hit. Boy, I was getting revenge for me making fun of all the AI.
And they're like, we'll show you. We're not just going to walk forward and shoot you anymore.
Now, that was the other kind of AI, which walk left and right and shoot at you while they're doing it.
Yep. They would
Exactly what these two guys are doing right in front of me. Oh boy. Must ate a missile from behind.
Keep your spacing. Don't
I gotta check my shield too there. I just checked it and it was at like 40%. That's it, it's back to normal now.
Good.
Hopefully the shield recharges quite fast when you're not it's not in use.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the last home stretch now.
Here we are.
Now we have our 3-part end boss.
Raven.
It's actually our second stage boss as well, but he one-hit killed us.
Yeah.
Still will. If he gets you with the right move, he'll still definitely want to kill you. More importantly now, we can lock him, sort of like the last boss, we can lock him into a position where he keeps trying to use his shield. Every time he brings his shield up, we hit him with the big shot, which goes through his shield, and really trivializes this first form.
It really does.
Hit him with a Shagadan there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reese, or Risus, I think it's Reese. The guy piloting Raven is our Char clone.
Reed, Reese, I don't know.
Reed is the main guy.
Reed is your character, yeah.
Tyler 2022. How you doing today?
Hey.
Tim. Right. This is the same kind of thing. Kind of and lock him in.
Yeah. But this time he's way faster.
Yeah. Way faster, and he's way more mobile. There's like a big block in the middle of the last arena we fight him in. I think that's probably what keeps him
Mobile.
from like strafing around as much as this Raven does.
Right.
Yeah, no, bots don't get subscriptions. You do have to like donate or like gift them subs or what have you.
Right.
They can use emotes and whatnot.
He really takes chunks of your health out if he gets you.
And he'll I think it only takes him 2 shots to completely deplete our shield.
Right.
It's tricky. Oh, I think we got him. We got him in that pattern. But now he's gonna keep trying to pull out his shield.
Definitely got him.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go.
Now the
Final form.
the big plot twist. So our Char clone was this.
There is no doubt.
When you become a partner, you get a free lifetime subscription you can give to a bot. Just keep some sub. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that.
I didn't know either.
So, our childhood friend, Risus, or whatever his name is, dead.
G-Saviour.
Turns out that it's actually a robot instead, controlling the mech, which makes way more sense. It is Reese. Okay.
Raven is
That's some voice acting right there. All right. So now we have the third form of Raven, where it endlessly pursues us, trying to attack us from behind. The real plot twist is there is actually a time in the game where the stupid ultimate technique is good, and it's against him. Now, this is where it ends up being very RNG heavy, because depending on how good his tracking is, it may or may not catch him reliably. That was not awesome. He will just one-hit kill us if he hits us, regardless of our shields or anything like that.
Oh,
so,
ouch. Yeah.
Thankfully, other than loading screen, it's not like we don't have to do the other forms or anything like that again.
Right.
Take my G's. Oh god. He can also do that. Which is really fun.
Oh.
Just hit you before you can even input something.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah. Actually, your best bet is to mash circle, which is our ultimate button at the beginning. And then that way, there's a... Okay, yeah, that was a pretty good first salvo of ultimate stuff. I think we got him. Oh, not quite.
Is time coming up soon?
Time is coming up soon, yeah. Not on last hit on the boss, unfortunately. There's like a loading screen, and then we get our results screen, and that's when we do the GGs.
Okay.
That's cool.
So soon. He really just comes right at you.
Yeah. Ideally, you get him in a corner. Ah, crap! He hit me in between.
Oh no.
It's been a while since I had such a bad Raven 3, but it does happen. First time I played this casually before I started speedrunning it. The first time I played it, I think half of the stream was me trying to figure out how to fight this thing.
Oh,
and not thinking to use the ultimate because it had never come in handy prior. But
it's like near impossible to do it without the ultimate.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta get in that corner lock.
Yeah. Ah!
Oh, it was close though.
We'll get him this time.
Like one more hit would have done it.
Yeah.
No problem, you got this.
Oh, yeah. Say that the community for G-Saviour is not gonna freak out if I don't. Because I'm the community for G-Saviour. Here we go. That was actually a really good corner. Yeah, there we go.
You could forget.
And time. No.
Time. Yeah. GG's.
Oh, thank you.
What was the time on that?
58:39.
Dang, that was close to your record too.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the
right?
old record. I've the current record's 47 minutes, but
oh wow.
I forgot to submit it. I got to submit and then approve my own run.
Listen, you're really doing a disservice to the G-Saviour community by not uploading that run to the leaderboard, okay? In the immortal words of Reed, STFU. On that one. That was very surprising.
Yeah, the first time that happened, I lost my mind. It was just the last thing I expected, just out of absolutely nowhere. Thank you for the GGs, Redneck, Mayu-chan, the real Bong, Marcus.
That's a real big G moment, I gotta say.
Yeah. yeah, that's
sorry,
it.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say you can't skip any of the last cutscenes or anything like that. So just plays this easy listening music, Symphony of the Night style, and we get a long dialogue about whatever the plot of this game is. So,
Which how easy is it to follow the plot of this game?
I'll let you know when I figure out what the plot of this game.
All right, cool. Nice.
There's an enemy faction called the Gravely Sheep. That's about all I've got.
The Gravely Sheep, like shepherd sheep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. All right, so ohmacs, you have any parting words for our audience?
Thank you for like allowing me to run this at this marathon. I'm always stoked to show people this insane game, and I was really excited to hear about you guys getting affiliate and stuff like that. Very Easy League is like my favorite thing. It's awesome. And please follow Slurpee Ninja. He's an amazing Mega Man runner, and there's a lot of other stuff too. This could also follow me, but I mean, I run G-Saviour, so that's
because he runs G-Saviour.
I need a filthy like rip of this soundtrack because this is some good tunes. Like that is definitely.
There's legit a pretty good rip of it on YouTube. Yes. Like someone put up just the whole album. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to Metal Wolf Chaos. And yeah, thanks again, everybody, and see you around.